It finally happened. Daboll is fired. Brian Daboll's days as Giants head coach are over.
It's New York Minutes Sports.
We feeling after the firing? I know you must be feeling good.
Oh, I'm feeling so good. It's an early Black Monday for the Giant fan. We didn't have to wait all season. This didn't get dragged out like a lot of people were predicting. I guess that report earlier, like 3 weeks ago, that Daboll was as good as gone after the Denver collapse. I guess there was some validity to that. And how many more collapses could you go through, right? Nobody should survive this many collapses. He had to go. I'm excited because I love Daboll for the initial hiring. I thought he was going to be good, especially after that first year. But your results are what your results are, and he's been 20-40, 11-33 in the past 3 seasons. Can't have it. Gotta go. Thank you for whoever made this firing.
Yeah, there was a lot of promise in the first year when they went to the playoffs against the Vikings, when they had zero expectations. He turned Daniel Jones into a quasi Josh Allen at the time. And you know what? I literally remember them talking about on Sports Talk Radio going, I think we got a coach for the next 12 years. I think what, and it always happens. But you know what? It seems to be the stadium and the laundry of New York football ruins anybody that's involved with it. I mean, was Brian Daboll the problem? Because, like, my biggest thing is, like, everyone's clicking their heels about him getting fired. But, like, the team's not good, Mike.
No, it's not. It lacks depth, which falls on the general manager, who should also be fired. But a lot of Brian Daboll's in-game problems, that he lost his aggressiveness throughout the 4 seasons. 2022 Coach of the Year, Brian Daboll. For an example, yesterday, Giants have the ball at the half-yard line to try and extend their lead. He kicks a field goal, right, at the goal line. The little things where he's just not reaching these players anymore. And a lot of the players, the big name guys on this team, aren't performing anymore. Whether it has to be coaching, and he's responsible for the hiring of Shane Bowen, who's everybody's been calling for the last 2 seasons to be off this team. He's responsible for a lot of the crap that's gone on in game, and obviously he's not the only one responsible. But yeah, when you got to make changes, it always falls on the head coach.
Yeah, it always falls on the head coach, falls on the general manager, and the head coach is usually the first one to go. But I still sit here and I scratch my head when we were talking in August about why the New York Giants are allowing Shane and Daboll to draft the quarterback of the future and to set this team up, even though they had a really good draft, which probably saved Shane's job because of Jackson Dart. But the fact that the Giants do not have a pass rush this year, the fact that the Giants defense is a goddamn joke. In the beginning of the year, if you look at these dudes on paper, they could be top 5 defense in the NFL with the amount of talent that they have. With Burns, with Thibodeau, and with the kid that they got from Penn State, and then you got Lawrence in the middle, and the cornerbacks, the good linebacker play, name it. They could have been a top 5 defense, but what happens is that defensive coordinator. So my question to you is, I'm surprised. Why wouldn't they let go of the defensive coordinator first, just like a hitting coach in Major League Baseball? He's usually the canary in the coal mine, right? Like in baseball, they let the hitting coach go, and they're like, all right, you're next. Unless you're Baboon and you're the Teflon Don and nothing happens to you. You're the Inspector Gadget of managers. But why wouldn't the defensive coordinator go first before it got to Daboll?
I was screaming from the mountaintops about the coordinator after the Dallas game, right? I don't know why Brian Daboll stuck with him this long, because
And by the way, I'm sorry, real quick, Mike, that's not a mountain. That's a garbage pile in Staten Island. I just wanted to by the way, they call garbage piles in Staten Island mountains, by the way. Sorry, Mike, I just thought I would clarify for the audience.
No, the DSNY does an excellent job of picking up those
You're like, go sanitation, waste management. Yeah, you better not talk bad about the garbage companies in that town. I'm sorry, I digress. Go ahead.
No, the defense, like, why would you die on that sword if you're Brian Daboll? If you have a shot and you have to know, common sense will tell you your job is on the line coming into this season. The second that Dallas game happened, you fire that coordinator and you get somebody else in here because your ass is on the line. And he chose to just stick with him. That's the head coach's responsibility to hire and fire coordinators on the team in most cases. So if he stuck with Bowen, this is fully deserved on Brian Daboll's part.
This just reeks of inconsistency and poor leadership because you knew this was going to happen. Listen, man, if me and you know in August, you would have to think that the front office of the New York Giants is going to know at some point.
Yeah.
Like that they're going to find out that the fact that these aren't the guys, and they keep bringing in the wrong guy after wrong guy. Who's doing the hiring of the head coaches? Is it the owner?
Yeah, and with what's going on in his situation, everybody has to kind of realize what he's going through in his fight and his battle. That's real life kind of stuff with what John Mara's currently dealing with. I
What's he
don't
dealing with?
know the cancer.
Oh, okay. I didn't
So
know
yeah,
that.
so I don't know how much John Mara wants to do in terms of searching for a new general manager at this point, but I think he's still involved in the day-to-day operations. And John Mara is an extremely passionate owner. He's a prideful owner. It might not seem that way over the last couple of years because of the losing. He's done with what's going on with this franchise and losing. And him, he's got to be responsible for firing Daboll, even though reports have trickled out about Joe Schoen trying to distance himself from Brian Daboll, especially after that Denver game. So I don't know.
Yeah, they're like rats from a sinking ship.
Yeah.
I heard after week 2 that started going around where they weren't talking to each other much. Yeah, they treat you like a leper until they fire you. It's happened to me plenty of times, Mike. They isolate and then they fire, okay? When you show up to work and you're like, hey, Tim, and he's like, I thought we were grabbing lunch later. What happened? So Daboll gets to go home. He gets to count his money. They haven't announced an interim head coach at this moment.
I've seen the announcement. They've announced they're promoting Mike Kafka to interim head coach.
Who?
Mike Kafka.
I know Mike Kafka. Yeah, he's
great. He's with the Chiefs. He's a good coordinator. He's a good offensive coordinator. He had head coaching opportunities interviewing in the past. It's okay. You want to see what this guy has over the next 8 weeks. Maybe he could be the guy moving forward. You don't know, but
dude, I think your current head coach is coaching the Tar Heels right now.
Oh,
and
please.
I think your future head coach has a girlfriend that has better legs on a piano. All right? Bill Belichick, folks.
Dude, do you think that this was
left the Patriots? Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, sorry. Do you think this was Belichick's plan all along?
Yeah.
He just he said, let me go here for a year because he's only got $1 million buyout.
I bet you he had some clause in his contract with Kraft because you know what, dude? I was just watching, and I don't know why I do this to myself. At 1 o'clock in the morning, I'm watching the history of New York Jets quarterbacks, and it's just awful. And they cover the Belichick thing with him leaving the Jets, and so the way that Parcells left the Patriots. He stole Bill Belichick. Bill Belichick became the head coach of the Jets for 15 minutes. He signed Bill Parcells as a consultant. He came in, and then once the non-compete clause, so there's a non-compete clause in his contract. Once that expired, the Jets traded for Bill Parcells to the Patriots. So there's ways to get away with it. I don't think he could have went in a direct line to the New York Giants because it was something provisionary from back in the 90s with Robert Kraft and him being worried that it was going to be Bill Parcells 2.0. But then Bill Belichick writes, I resign as NYJ head coach on a bar cocktail napkin.
That's
all right.
amazing.
And then goes to the Patriots and wins Super Bowl after Super Bowl. So, dude, I think you know what, man? I would think that both franchises, the Jets and the Giants, are both due for a steady guy at the helm, for a proven dude who has done this before. Enough of the bullshit. The New York Giants are very similar to the New York Yankees in the football franchise and baseball franchise because they are historic franchises and they have historic coaches, a no-nonsense, no bullshit guys. And who have you had the last 2 times you won rings? Tom Coughlin, Eli Manning, Bill Parcells, Phil Simms. We'll even throw Jeff Hostetler in there.
Yeah.
But throw him in there. But if you look at it, two disciplinarians, two no-nonsense, no bullshit guys. And then you brought all these dudes in. You had McAdoo with the new look, new McAdoo. What the fuck was that? Was that Joe Judge with the new look? No, that was McAdoo.
No, McAdoo. His suit was huge too. Do you remember that?
Yeah, he looked like he was in the Brian Setzer gang, and it looked like he was in a Zoot Suit Riot. He looked like he was the only one that had a limited PT Cruiser with the wood paneling.
Yeah, then Judge followed
to you, Mike,
suit.
is like literally, man. Let's talk facts. Let's get down to brass tacks here, buddy. Okay, let's talk about the G-men still. I'm not letting you go anywhere. You guys weren't gonna fucking be good this year. So
you assume yes. Yeah.
Like no. Like you're a 3-win team with this schedule that you have.
Oh my God! Yeah.
You're a bad team. So you were thinking that you were going to be in the top 5 draft picks anyway. So why punish Daboll for having a bad team?
Somebody's got to get punished. It's the most simplest answer I could probably think of is someone's got to suffer from all these losses. You're 2-8 now for the last 3 seasons in a row. It can't happen anymore. And there's 4 of these games where you blow these double-digit leads on the road. Nobody could survive that. It's almost as if whoever fired Brian Daboll, it has to be John Mara, seeing this unfold like a rerun and a repeat over and over and over. And if you had any smart, like I haven't done it because I just stay away from it. The second the Giants go up double digits in a game, you put money on the opposite team to come back and win the game.
Well,
you would have been so rich this year.
If you look at the image I'm sharing on the screen, it says Giants are now 0-4 this season in games in which they led by 10 or more points on the road.
Do you know how hard that is to do?
Yeah,
that's how hard that is to do.
You're talking to a Jet fan, Mike.
Well, yeah,
I think you don't know the depths of our ineptitude, okay? You don't know the black abyss that is football on the Jet side of the ball. But yeah, so you have Giants are now 0-4 this season in games which they have led by 10 or more points on the road.
Oh,
so this is almost what happened with Brian Daboll. He coached himself out of a job. Now, hear me out for a second. They had 0 expectations, right? The Giants they just wanted to see development in their quarterback. But once they did see that their quarterback was already developed, then the timeline got pushed ahead of schedule. Now the owner's like, oh shit, we don't have to wait till next year. We can actually win this year with the pieces that we have on this team. Then Neighbors gets hurt. Then Honey Boo Boo gets hurt. Then Darts gets a concussion yesterday, which I think Russell Wilson, if Mr. Unlimited wanted to be a good teammate and a good dude, he should get Dart aside, teach him how to slide, teach him how to run out of bounds, and teach him how to avoid contact. Because Jackson Dart is not a big enough dude. He's not Cam Newton. I know his rushing touchdowns might tie Cam Newton in his first 4 games with 7 rushing touchdowns. Unbelievable by him. And Jackson Dart is the future of the New York Giants. But if he got scramby eggs for brains, nothing's going down, okay? So you need to protect that quarterback at all costs. And I think that the plays that Daboll was running and what he did yesterday showed malfeasance on the part of Brian Daboll, and that's why he got the axe yesterday. Because I think the owner might have been like, he's going to put our future. Look how many guys have gotten hurt. It might not even be Daboll's fault. But if you're under as the manager, shit, your head's going to roll. The buck stops with you. Injuries all over the place. Lack of disciplined play. That offensive line, bro. I saw an offensive lineman on the Giants yesterday go like this. He's standing next to his other offensive lineman, while he doesn't even see the edge rusher at the end of the game run past him. It happened 3 times. You remember at the end of the game when Russell Wilson was getting his fucking snot bubbles. So what I'm saying is they had to make a change, didn't they?
Yeah, 100%. You have to change. I mean, at some point, something's got to give, man. If you underperform in your field, you have to be fired or you have to be let go. It's not like he's going to be hurting for money, so nobody should feel bad about that. He was making $5-6 million a year. But you can't continue this stuff over and over and over to the point where, as a fan, I sit down on my couch and watch these games, and I will yell if I'm expecting the Giants. I get so intense, but I'm sitting there yesterday, and I'm just sitting there numb, and I don't want to be numb anymore. I don't want to be numb watching these games. I want to have emotion, and I only get emotion after the game when everything just hits me like an avalanche.
I'm just sick and tired of being sick and tired.
Yeah, Jim Carrey said it best.
I had an epiphany last night when I was watching the history of the Jets quarterbacks. I said this out loud to myself at 3 a.m. I go, I'm a fan of one of the worst franchises in sports globally. I said that to myself. Yeah, I must be losing it. But it's true. Like, it didn't hit me. Like, I've been so numb. And what made me think about it is when you said numb, I've been so numb to how terrible the Jets are is that I just expect it. The last time they were good, Sexy Rexy was the head coach of this team in 2010. 2010, Mark Sanchez was the last quarterback that we had. So the Giants make a move today, and it was a big one, folks. So we just wanted to come on. We wanted to break this news. New York Giants fire Brian Daboll, and you guys are going to see our New York Minute Sports Show right after this. We're talking Mets and Yankees. We're talking Jets from yesterday, and we're talking about the Giants' loss. Also, one of the biggest gambling scandals in baseball history. Will sports recover? And do you still trust sports? And remember, don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe. It's New York Minute Sports. It's New York sports for New York nuts. And remember, if you can't be good, be Emmanuel Clase on the Cleveland Guardians. Bye.